Hey you guys, so I'm going to start this look off by simply applying an eyeshadow base all over my lids. Using the Vice 3 palette by Urban Decay, I'm going to highlight my brow bone. I'm using a peachy toned shade called Truth. Using a fluffy blending brush, I'm applying a transitional shade. The color of this eyeshadow is called Downfall, and it's also out of the Vice 3 palette. For all products used, please check down in the description box. I'm using this black eyeshadow by Mulani, and I'm just creating a V shape. Using a flat shader brush by e.l.f., I'm just simply patting this eyeshadow all over my lid. This is also an eyeshadow out of the Urban Decay Vice 3 palette. And the name of this color is Lucky. It's like a gold copper color. It's gorgeous. So that's my chocolate bar palette, and I'm taking my favorite shade, which is Semi Sweet. I love using Semi Sweet as a transitional shade or to blend out any harsh eyeshadow. So I'm just simply blending and blending my life away, you guys. The key to a perfect eyeshadow look is most definitely blending, so you want to go ahead and blend. Now using that same Mulani black eyeshadow, I'm going in slowly and deepening my crease, and I'm also using my Fit Me pressed powder in the color Cocoa, I believe. No, it's actually the color Mocha, and I'm just using that as a transitional shade to further blend everything all together. Now one more time, I'm going into that same black by Mulani. Back into that shade Lucky out of the Vice 3 palette just to further intensify that eyeshadow. Blend one more time and you're done. Off camera, I applied my wing liner and my eyelashes as well as my foundation. All that info will be linked down below. Now I'm using my Kat Von D concealer, you guys. This is absolutely my favorite concealer. It's full coverage, and the shade that I'm using is Deep 34. Make sure your beauty blender is damp when you're using it to blend out your foundation or your concealer. It helps everything blend into your skin seamlessly. Using my favorite setting powder, which is the Sacha Buttercup, I'm simply setting my concealed areas, and I'm using a dabbing motion. I'm not really baking today, I'm more so pressing it directly into my skin. Now it's time to get our contour on. So when you're contouring your nose, you want to be uber careful because you don't want to make your nose look crooked. Rather, you're trying to give it more of a slammed effect. So go ahead and just use a fine tip brush to do that. And since I wanted my contour to be more of a chiseled look today, I'm using this angled brush to contour my cheeks with. And you guys, do you see that? Do you see that contour color? Now I'm using my Maybelline Fit Me powder in the shade Mocha. Using a clean Real Techniques buffer brush, I'm just buffing away all that excess powder. And then I'm going into my MAC Studio Fix powder in NW45, and I'm just dabbing in that powder, or should I say patting it in and then buffing it out, just to further set my foundation and to blend everything in seamlessly. Using a black eyeliner, this one is by Absolute. I'm just lining my waterline, and then I'm going to go into my BH Cosmetics foil eyeshadow palette, and I'm using that royal blue shade, and I'm just applying it right under my waterline just to give this look a pop of color. Now I'm going into this e.l.f. bronzer, and I believe the shade of this is Sunkiss, and it's an oldie but goodie. I'm using it just to highlight my face. I'm highlighting the highest points of my cheeks, my chin, my cupid's bow, and my nose. Using my all-time favorite, which is Betty Luminizer by the Bomb, right? Yes. So I'm just highlighting my face again just to give myself more of a bronze or a golden highlight. Using my Nicka K lip liner in the shade Indigo, I'm just going to line my lips. Now I'm using ColourPop's Ultra Matte Lip Guess. Now since I wanted to create an ombre effect, I'm going in with ColourPop's Ultra Satin Lippy in the shade Marshmallow. So you guys, this basically wraps up this look. I hope you guys enjoyed. Thumbs up if you want to see more makeup tutorials. Thank you for watching.
You know I got the sauce. You know I'm saucy.
What's that on that beat? Oh.
I was good on my own, that's the way it was. That's the way it was. You was good on